So anyway, so we are going to get started. So thanks everybody for attending what is our last, yeah, I'm not dead yet. Was it the fifth, is that the 50th anniversary that just happened of Monty Python and the Holy Grail, I think? So, moving on. We have a topic for our last one. We're going to really kind of geek it up a bit. I apologize for that. But we're going to talk about Office 365 Secure Score. And first of all, I'm glad I corrected it so it's not Secure Store like it was the first time I posted it as a topic. But this will be the last of our webinar series. This has actually been great. I think we've done about a dozen of them. And by the end of this week, all of them will be up on YouTube. We are going to be putting out videos. Right now, our idea is we're going to try to put out 2 of them a week that are going to be educational and informative. On some level, they just won't be a live webinar. So we'll still be doing some other things as well. Patty and I were going over some of our plans for the next couple of months, and I'm not going to go into too much detail, but I just ordered a selfie stick. Yeah. I wasn't exactly sure what one was, but I ordered one. So, moving right along. Same caveats as always. Yeah, and you actually, to a certain degree, have no idea. Patty does. So, yep, here's all the webinar or all the seminars, webinars that we've done. And if something comes up that we think the topic is critical enough, we may dust this off and come back again. So we shall see. Never say never. Then we're going to have some takeaways here, and we're going to talk about essentially just setting the stage. What is it we're discussing, and we're really going to talk about it more from an organizational standpoint and an approximation of how you would use this tool, but we're not actually going to run through doing it because we'll talk about why. So, Secure Score, first of all, everything we talk about is included in an Office 365 subscription, right? So we are not talking about any additional cost except if you have to engage an IT group, company, whatever, in order to do some of these things. And I do suggest you at least review it with quote unquote an IT professional, okay? But outside of that, everything else we're talking about is included in your Office 365 monthly subscription. And what this will do is this will essentially, it gives you a guideline of here are some of the attributes, here are some of the configurations that you do to your Office 365 subscription that will increase the level of security according to Microsoft standards. Now, how good are Microsoft standards? They're better than yours, okay? Probably. There may be some nuance where you would say, okay, and we'll talk about a couple about why you would do this versus not doing this. But if you're not sure, by and large, these are good practices to do. Now, in some cases, you may already be using third-party tools in conjunction with Office 365. We'll talk about a couple instances of that, so that Office 365 doesn't know you're doing that, so it's not something you would do in terms of some of these steps. There's also some things where if you implement this, your business suffers because of the nature of the business that you're in. This is especially true if you've got old legacy applications that are generating some data or some emails, which is true for like manufacturing or old time clocks or things along those lines. And then there's also some things where we don't have anybody that works under these circumstances or in this way, whatever. It's never going to happen. It's a scenario that's not going to happen. So no mobile users or things along those lines. So, anywho, when we're talking about making any security changes, and we've come back to this triangle several times, you just got to remember it is a question. There is time, there is cost, there is quality. Now, there may not be any cost in terms of additional subscription costs for Office 365, but there may be cost for you to bring in an IT professional to do this. Some of these things, like two-factor, multi-factor authentication, may cause your employees to take an extra step or two they wouldn't have had to do, or that they have to send things through encrypted email, whatever. This is something, and this is as much, if not more, a management question than an IT or technology question. So we're going to walk through a process, and we're just going to do screenshots here because I didn't want to show anybody's live data. But run through so the takeaway I give you first is run through this process, and you can run through this process without being a geek. You need to have access, but you don't need to be a geek. It's a technical tool, though, so involve your IT support before you implement any real changes or financial changes. It's a technical tool, but it's a management tool. So don't automatically assume that management will be cool with whatever you do. This is actually pretty useful to communicate with management of, hey, here's our risks. Here's what we can do to mitigate these risks. I'd like to do them. Are you in agreement? And one of the things, and this actually was a big part of my first book, CEO Survival Guide to Information Technology, was that often management abdicates technical role responsibilities, where they have to make a decision on how valuable something is versus the cost. And they end up, in some cases, abdicating to IT. We're not qualified to make that judgment. That doesn't stop us. So, first of all, just to get to it, real easy. First of all, you log into the portal, which is portal.office.com, and now you have to have the global admin rights, which are keys to the kingdom. I didn't have time. There are about 8 other versions of admin rights. I don't think there's a security administrator right in 365, but if there is, you might be able to use that as well. But you have to log in with global admin rights, and then on the screen, one of the options will be admin. You click on the admin, which will take you to the admin portal. Then over on the left, which is down here, you click on show all, and then security. And security will bring up this screen. And you'll notice it's right there sitting for you. You've got the secure score, which will give you, and this is a widget. The secure score will give you, this is where you're at now, 68 out of a possible 238 points, which is an accumulation of about 18 settings that they've decided or that they're recommending you use or not use. You'll also, by the way, this is a separate topic, but you'll also see DLP, data loss prevention. It's real easy to create a data loss prevention policy. Data loss prevention is essentially some of the tools or guidelines to protect you from people accidentally sharing like social security numbers or credit card numbers. It's easy to put in, this is a separate, this isn't part of the secure score, but it's easy to create a DLP policy that will alert administrators when someone emails numbers that seem to fall into the social security number, credit card, date of birth, that kind of thing. So that's a separate. So it's pretty easy, and all you got to do is just click here where it says Microsoft Secure Score, and that'll take you into the actual tool. Now the tool has really 2 pieces to it. This is the first one that you'll see, and it gives you the breakdown of what your current score is, your secure score, 68 out of 238, which, okay, doesn't sound great. And it's not. But if you take a look in the middle, it'll show you, and in this particular case, here's our score of our test here, and it's gone up and down because of some things that were done, yada, yada, yada. But here, in this purple, whatever color that is, I don't know, red, purple, whatever, here's the score for average score for organizations with similar seat counts, so companies our size, as well as here's the overall average. So we're actually doing much better than other organizations. But as you can see, 68 out of 238, we could be doing much better. And this will even break it down into categories. Here, identity, protecting the identity, all that good stuff, protecting the data, state of the documents, the devices, the apps, the infrastructure, and each one of them, it'll show us approximately how many points out of how many points do we have. So that's a quick overview. By the way, as always, if you have any questions, just put them in the chat. So this gives us an idea. Right now, we know where our snapshot is. We know where we're starting, our baseline, if you will. And we'd like to improve that. So how do we do that? We basically just click on this slide or this piece here, improvement actions. So far, nothing we've done has changed anything. So Here's what you need to do. You should take a look at your tenant and make no changes. Don't make any changes at first, and then without other insight, use the possible point. If you don't have any other guideline, use the points as prioritization. So if something is worth 30 points and something else is worth 10 points or 5 points, do the one that's worth 30 points first. If you're going to implement these. Now, it may turn out that one of the smaller points, you may look at that and go, wow, that's us. We do this a lot, and we'll talk about that. In which case you want to do that first. But if you're not sure, err on the side, go for the most points. When you click on improvement actions, what you'll get is you'll get these opportunities, I think there's 17 of them, to actually improve on your scores. And all you need to do is you need to click on any one of these, and it will then, we haven't done anything yet, no action has been taken. It will bring up a description, and in some cases, some specific detail as to why you want to make the change or not want to make the change, and give you some guideline. And in some cases, the guidelines can be knowledge base articles, it can be links to other applications or other portals or whatever, but it essentially will guide you in what to do and how to do it. So pretty simple. So let's see if we've got a bigger screen so we can take a look at some of these. So going through these, require multi-factor authentication for administrative roles. Absolutely, you should do that. Because we already know that if the bad, and we'll talk about multi-factor in a moment, but we already know that there are phishing attacks that are looking to get access to individuals' Office 365 data, and that's bad. Well, imagine how bad it would be if they actually got access to the administrator's 365 data and the ability to muck about with that. That would be a lot worse. So require, at the bare minimum, require multi-factor authentication for administrative roles. And that's 50 points. And this particular site has 25 out of 50. So it's not completed yet. Now, in some cases, there may be reasons because there's a third-party app that they're using that requires global administration for whatever reason, because and it could be a security piece connected with Office 365, and that application requires connection without multi-factor authentication, in which case that's fine. A third party is protecting us against that. Or you may be using another MFA or 2FA application to take the place. So this is one where a third party could be protecting you above and beyond what this does. You can also, the second one, enable password hash sync. That means that Office 365 doesn't really know what the password is. It only knows what the hash is, which is kind of a code that can't be used. Ensure all users can do multi-factor. Enable the ability for self-service password reset for client. Now you'll notice there's a lot of these are user-oriented stuff. These are multi-factor, because multi-factor is a huge part of protection of Office 365. The one that I highlighted is actually interesting. Do not expire passwords. Now, a lot of, including some of the IT assessment reports we use, talk about how you have to change your passwords frequently. Well, Microsoft's point, and this is absolutely valid, is that research has found when periodic password resets are enforced, people use the same password over again. They become, they don't use as complex passwords because they can't remember them. If you're asking them every 45 days to change it, now, there are some people who will use I'm just going to take 4 random words. Duck, pebble, yellow, tall. So all I have to do is really remember those words, and I've got my password. Okay. So there's other things around there. But, so in this particular example, it even tells me your current policy is set to require, here's what it protects against, and if I want to, I go to the admin center, go to settings, setting a security, edit, yada, yada, yada. So it actually walks me through, from a technical standpoint, what changes I would do in order to apply, which we've already got this. we already are going to be applying this, or we've already applied this, so we don't need to apply this particular. The same thing though, when you go through all of these, there are some of these like, okay, 1 out of 1. Okay, is that a big deal? Delete block accounts, 0 out of 1. DLP policies, so on and so forth. Some of these are easy to do. Some of these have a business impact. Some of them don't. But with each one of them, all we need to do is to highlight them, read what's over on the right, and make a judgment call based on the technical skills that whoever's doing this review has and some kind of business evaluation. Okay? Fairly straightforward to do. Any questions on this? So what's the takeaway here? Well, the takeaway is really 2 things. 1, make a prioritized plan of things to improve. Take a look at this. Look at these things both from a point standpoint and from a complexity standpoint, and essentially say, hey, if we do these 4 things, we're going to increase from whatever this thing was, 68 or whatever, we're going to increase that up to 140, whatever your goal is. And the goal should be just better than it was. We're always looking for improvement. And then review with your IT support. And that would include us if you'd like. We play nice with others. Absolutely. Just so you can verify. And also, honestly, review with management. Okay, because in some cases, when we look at this, and this is especially true for the implementation cost being high and moderate, this is really as much of an impact on your end users as it is on the technical side of things, as far as what the cost is. Okay. Takeaway number 4, 2-factor, multi-factor authentication. Why would you not want to turn on customer lockbox feature? Oh. I am not 100% sure. I don't know. Yeah, okay, the last one, yeah. Let me see real quick what that one is. Again, I'm not showing the screen because that has the client's logo, which I'd rather not. So okay, turning on that customer lockbox feature requires that approval is obtained for data center operations. It grants a Microsoft employee direct access to your content. Access may be needed by Microsoft support engineers if an issue arises. There's an expiration date time on this request, and content access is removed. Okay, good question. I don't go through these processes with our clients on this level. So why would you not want that? You would not want that if you want your employees to be able to engage Microsoft support directly. So if you had an enterprise agreement that allowed your end users or applications, and this would be more on a larger organization where they can engage or they can bring on support to do this. So what this does is this essentially would require that someone with global administrative rights would be able to turn this off if it was on in order for Microsoft to take a look at it. But you're right, for a majority of them, this would be turned on. Cool, good catch, thank you. So again, review with your IT support, review with management as well. And let's see, 2-factor authentication, getting back to that, or multi-factor. That's essentially where when someone logs onto the portal through the web, there is automatically that person has to have a code that's either sent through an SMS or text message, which more and more clients or more and more companies are getting rid of that because that's easy to spoof, or more often where they have an application on their phone and it is integrated with the phone. So like here is my here's my authenticator. So it has, these are the 6-digit codes that I would use for, I think I've got about 9 or 10 applications that I use this for, which means that if I lose my phone at any point in time, I'm a little bit screwed temporarily, but I'm secure. The thing is that that protects you if someone falls. So the whole point of a majority of these phishing attacks are they're trying to get your people to click on a link and to give freely and willingly the Office 365 credentials of theirs. And when they fall for it, then the bad guys can log on through the web to Office 365 for that user and impersonate them, use them to be spam bots, do all sorts of nasty things. Well, if they give away the credentials, but the bad guys didn't get the phone or don't have an app, they really can't use those credentials. So two-factor, multi-factor authentication absolutely should be part of your strategy. It is not hard to technically implement, can be a bit of a pain in the butt. Once you get it properly implemented, then people don't need to add codes every time they open Outlook or use their phone or whatever. It's only when they go onto the web or they first use a new device. And once in a while for some other reasons, depending upon upgrades and all that kind of fun stuff. But for the amount, and we're probably talking about 80% of phishing attacks is the goal of this right now because it is the easiest. Absolutely, this would be your first implementation for any 365 security hardware, along with backing up your data. We've talked about this, haven't we? Yes, we have. We've talked about Office 365 data is not backed up, just like Google is not backed up. Salesforce is not backed up. Azure, not backed up. AWS, not backed up unless you're paying for those specific features. And there's also malware that's out there whose goal it is to screw your data up. So, DLP, again, data loss prevention. It's pretty easy to implement a default DLP policy. It's pretty much you just click on that one area I showed you earlier and select it. Boom, implemented. And again, it will control sharing of important info like social security number, credit card information, whatever, through emails or SharePoint or OneDrive for Business. It's easy to do, and it's easy to change it or get rid of it if it turns out you really didn't need it or muck things up. So bottom line, go out, take a look at this, go through the process, take advantage of it. Again, we're not adding any money. There's no additional cost to it. Some of these things you can do without changing your end user's experience at all or minimally, but talk to management because this is a chance for you to really engage with management as to what security things should be implemented because it's right there with explanations from Microsoft. So you can even say, hey, we should do this. Look, it's 50 points out of 260. Will this make you bulletproof? No, nothing will. There is no 100% protection, but it's a good start and it's a good process. Any questions? As we have said on this, if you do have any questions or issues beyond right now, here's the link. You go there, you'll be able to set yourself up for a 30-minute consultation with me. Why you would do this to yourself, I don't know. But hey, it happens. Happy to talk about this or any of the other topics or anything along those lines. And one last time, we would love to get feedback from you guys. We'd love to see any kind of feedback as far as topics, additional information. Even if we're not going to do the webinars anymore, we are going to be doing some educational content. And if we get enough feedback, we might do another webinar. Who knows? Also, we'd love some posts on social media, like what we've done, share what we've done. Because at the end of the day, this is kind of a marketing tool for us. So we appreciate any positive vibes you can send our way. But with that, unless there's any other questions, this actually, as a side note, this has been fun. We have put these together, obviously, very, very quickly. And you guys have been great. We appreciate you coming to these things. So, cool. Stay safe.